changing your life one story at a time. This is the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast with Editor-in-Chief Amy Newmark.
Hey, it's Amy Newmark with your daily dose of Chicken Soup for the Soul inspiration to make you simply happy. Have you ever had an epiphany from a dream? Have you woken up and realized that your dream was really your subconscious telling you something that you needed to know, but you were just too busy to deal with during your waking hours? At Chicken Soup for the Soul, we think our dreams are just the way we tell ourselves stuff that we're too distracted to pay attention to during the day. When we're awake, there are things to hear and things to see and things to do. But when we're asleep, our brains can actually say, "Hey, you, pay attention. I've been trying to tell you something, but you've been ignoring it." And that's what happened to Diane DeMasi Johnson. And she wrote a story about it called No One Listened. It was for a very cool book we put out last year called Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dreams and Premonitions. So here's what happened in Diane's dream, and I'm going to describe it as she wrote it in our book. The beds are lined up in a row in the upstairs hallway. I am the only visitor in this dark, creaky mansion. A man comes by before lights out, checking on me as I settle into one of the beds. He asks if all is well. Before I can say that I'm fine, warm liquid drips from my ear. I swipe at the fluid, and droplets of blood snake down my fingers, my palm, my wrist. The man is already moving on as I reply, "I don't know." He stops, doesn't seem alarmed, doesn't even come back to check on me. He points to a nurse down the corridor. I climb from the bed. I pad down the hall to show the nurse, who beckons a doctor. He glances up from his clipboard and he says, "Oh, we'll do surgery." He's not concerned or rushed. He turns his back and he peruses the file in his hands, while the nurse turns away too and writes in a folder. I raise my hand to my ear, but I can't stop the flow. Blood pools around my feet. "Help me," I plead. The nurse keeps writing. The blood rushes out like sheets of water. I slump to the floor. "Please help me." The doctor walks away. I look toward the nurse. She steps over me and follows the doctor from the room, neither giving me another glance. So that was Diane's dream. She was dying right in front of this nurse and doctor, and they didn't even notice her or seem to hear her. Diane woke up, thought about this startling, vivid, alarming dream, and realized what it was telling her. She says, "The problem in my life was clear. No one listened to me, not even those who loved me the most. What's worse, no one realized it mattered because I never spoke up." She says her husband wasn't listening to her. Her children weren't listening. Various relatives would either fail to listen or would talk right over her at family events. She got tired of repeating herself or vying for attention, so she chose silence. That dream told her something important. Keeping silent was making her even more invisible, voiceless, with opinions that didn't matter. She decided to speak up. Now she makes eye contact with people who try to talk over her. When she speaks to her husband, she waits until she is sure that he can listen, that he isn't absorbed in a project or email or a book. If he seems to be drifting off, she says, "Are you listening?" It might sound like Diane is being strident now, but she's not. She's just getting some respect from her family. Her marriage is stronger, her family relationships are stronger, and she is more confident. Now she doesn't think she's going to have another dream where she's dying and everyone ignores her. We put a great quote from Dostoevsky at the beginning of that story, which illustrates it perfectly. Here's the quote. "If you want to be respected by others, the great thing is to respect yourself. Only by self-respect will you compel others to respect you." I'm Amy Newmark. Thanks for listening to the Chicken Soup for the Soul podcast today. Please share it with your friends and family because I work really hard on it. And you can subscribe to it on iTunes or Podbean so that it automatically downloads into your phone or computer every day. If you want to read more about the book that today's story came from, Chicken Soup for the Soul, Dreams and Premonitions, please go to our website, chickensoup.com. So today we talked about listening to your dreams. Tomorrow we're going in a different direction on Wow Wednesday with a story about listening to the cat. That's right, we're going to talk about the remarkable intuition of cats.